Here for a short one with the Saturn 2004 Saturn project. I didn't go over this when I first installed it, but this was actually done with piano black HyperDip. The spoiler, the top, it was delaminated, so the surface was already damaged. So what I did is I taped it off and shot it with the piano black, and it's been on, coming on a month. I didn't get it installed straight away after I painted it, but this was its first time after a bath. So this is how that holds up. You can see it's a lot smoother than and glossier than traditional plasti-dip. Still has more of a satin appearance than true paint, but considering this was a delaminated red panel, I'm pleased with how it came out. And this spoiler doesn't quite fit its aftermarket, so it doesn't quite fit on the way the original did, but I want to have my original one, which was also delaminated in the exact same place, repainted instead of, you know, just hacking it like I did this. But here you'll see I actually had to pinstripe this edge, and what you're seeing under there is where the coating of the HyperDip hung onto that tape and didn't cut very well. You're supposed to pull it off right away, but how do you get enough coats is my point. So I have not mastered the ability of cutting HyperDip while taping it to do like stripes or anything like that. So I'm going to need to do some more learning on that. But anyway, I covered the edge with pinstriping tape, so it looks clean from a distance. Of course, up close it looks a hot mess. And all this is from, there we go, the old spoiler where I say it fits, the OEM fits differently than the aftermarket. But anyway, this will give you an idea what the piano black looks like, again, after a month or so being out in the UV. And as you can see, it's hanging on just nice and pretty. No issues, no complaints. And while I'm discussing the piano black HyperDip, I also did my emblems. And my problem was, again, there's a very, very thin space between this Saturn embossing, if you want to call it, and this red background. The dip did not like cutting there like it did around the body of the emblem. User error perhaps, or I may have just been asking too much of it. I may have sprayed it on too thick, hoping that it would, you know, trying to keep it to where it'll release. But I had the same issue on all of the emblems. This one was the worst one because it was the worst one that I peeled. Well, let me rephrase that. This one was the worst because it's the first one that I peeled. And so I wasn't anticipating it pulling up from the emblem. So chances are I'll be redoing these. I actually bought a few more emblems to be able to experiment with. This was more so just to see how I liked it in black. So I will probably actually paint them black and do it the right way, take everything apart or tape these pieces off. I haven't decided what's going to be the easiest, but just wanted to let you guys see. Again, this has been on for about a month or so, so you can see how the piano black ages. Again, much nicer than most plasti-dip. It doesn't look as plasticky. It's hard to tell from any distance that it's not just painted, or that it wasn't, you know, professionally black from the factory. But there you go. And again, that has nothing to do with the dip. That was a flaw in the car. And that was apparently a little spot that that was down on the rubber that's let loose now. I'll go back with that tweezer and get that. But anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know how that is. And that again was HyperDip Piano Black. And no glossifier was used. So this is just the natural gloss finish of the product. So I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased in how it came out. So there you go. One more installment from the 2004 Saturn View project. Just a quick walk around here and you see these, how well they look on the car from a distance. Obviously you can't see those little foibles I made, but I think it ties nicely together. And yes, I'm going to do something about that there on the quarter. We're in the process of making some custom bits for it. Let's see if I can do this. There you go. All right, guys. Y'all have a good day.